guys, welcome to Wine Den, the podcast where we talk wine and everything that goes with it. Today, we are going to talk pizza. We have Ola from Ili'ili Cash and Carrier. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So what'd you bring?
Brought 2 pies, 18-inch pies. This is the off-white, so it has caramelized onions, mozzarella, and I forget what the other cheese is. Pardon me. It also has ricotta. Sorry.
Ricotta.
Nice.
And then this is a spicy meatball. So it has a 50-50 pono pork, Maui Wagyu, tomatoes, onions, and arugula.
That's awesome.
Chili flakes, and it has chili oil.
So kind of a bit of spice.
Wow.
A little bit of spice.
That's
in it,
perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
So did you create?
No.
Oh.
I'm a designer, but my partner's.
Pizza designer.
No. The real guys work in the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for
This
coming.
looks delicious.
So what do you
It's
normally
fantastic.
eat with pizza? Is it fair to say that like beer is
Most
the thing,
yeah.
right? Like pizza and beer. Like we think about that and it's like so classic.
Or
Can I tell you
soda.
what I eat with pizza?
Yes.
One Mexican Coke.
Oh.
I
Real
love that
sugar.
too.
Well, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
real,
like
real
real
sugar,
sugar.
in it. Yeah. So maybe it's that bold, robust flavor pairing with the bold, robust flavor. Yeah.
To handle the spice, there's sugar to
Yes.
handle the spice. There's
Yeah.
something that we don't talk about or in this show, I hope we talk about enough. It's bubbles. It's like a textural component. That's why beer is so great. And like beer is, I don't know, like less pretentious than wine. Is that fair to say? Like I don't,
Beer and pizza.
I
It's
love
better
wine.
than that.
I love wine, but it's like, it's kind of up its own butt in some kind of ways. You know, like it gets in its own way, let's say. So like, I brought some really cool things that like, so that's not to say that your pizza is lowbrow because like, and I say this knowing that I have a lot of friends in the industry who also do pizza, but like quite honestly, it's one of my favorite pizzas I've ever had. Like, so it's not like a lowbrow thing, but like we just gotta have like, at the end of the day, it's not about like molecular gastronomy and pairing like everything
That's
that
not
like
pizza.
it's like
Yeah.
just find something that you can drink and find something that you wash it down. So I brought wines with like a little bit of bubbles, low alcohol like beer, and things that can handle spice. You know what the best part about this wine is?
Twist top.
Twist top.
Mean.
Less
Yeah.
pretentious.
If that's not lowbrow,
Right? I mean, we were gonna drink it straight from the bottle, but
that
yeah.
would be fantastic.
And that's what one glass does too, right? Like we don't need like a specific glass for every single wine. We have Tintero Winery here is out of Piedmont, and it's actually like it's funny because they're in the commune called Mango, which is like what's more Hawaii than that, right? Which is normally Moscato country, and they make a really great Moscato, which would work well with these pizzas. But I brought white, rosé, and red, and like just get into it. Is
Yeah.
that,
Get
is that
into
cool?
it.
Cool. So like bubbles.
You have to reach.
This has
pizza.
bubbles.
Yeah, just a little bit. You'll feel it on the palate, but then the rosé is like bubbly too.
you.
So it mimics beer. It's like, it's low alcohol, it's low brow. There's a little bit of bubbles, handles spice really well, and it's just like something that you can wash it down with, right?
Okay.
Family-owned winery.
Cheers.
From the
Oh, wait, are we
1900s.
drinking first?
Oh, yeah.
And you look
okay.
each other in the eye.
We're drinking all the time.
Okay.
Is there a particular time of day that like pizza or alcohol works best?
You know, honestly, when I went to Italy, I'd eat pizza any time of the day. Like, I stood in line for pizza at 9 a.m. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was fantastic in the morning. It's fantastic at night. It's fantastic at 2 in the morning.
That's exactly how I feel about drinking. Like, honestly.
Okay, yeah, that too.
So I
What
mean,
did
it
you love
works.
about your experience in Italy? Like, not only, of course, we can talk about the pizza and you eating it, but what did you love about that trip?
I think it's just like the simplicity of lifestyle. Like, people just live super simple there. You know, it's not like really opulent. Buildings are super old. You know, cars are old. People are just friendly, and you talk about not like Instagram or other stuff.
Yeah.
You're talking about like this guy's walking on the street with his groceries, and he stops to just chat with you about gelato. It's like random, you know. Just it's the simplicity of life that I got from over there. Yeah,
And how was their pizza?
fantastic, fantastic. I mean, I want you guys to try this.
Can we
well,
dig
we
in?
want to
Yeah,
talk about
please,
your pizza. So
please.
what makes this so different
Let me play it.
than other types
This
of pizzas?
one, so Acre, he's our head pizza guy there. He actually is a professional. He knows what he's doing. He's a pastry chef, formerly of Nobu here,
nice.
and then he was in Malibu recently and just came back to Hawaii. So this has been a concept we've been working on for a while. And he's been thinking about pizzas. The thing about pizzas is super simple, super like modest ingredients, highly technical if you put it all together the right way. So it's supposed to be simple food, and he's really good at it. He's been dreaming about this for years. So this is his creations, right?
Love it. Well, who doesn't love pizza, right?
Okay, well, Ola, don't kill me. But I'm plant-based and I can't have dairy, so I apologize. So they're going to try it out for me.
Oh wow! You should have told me that. I could
sorry.
have bought you. I could have bought you something that you could.
Well,
eat.
do you have options?
They
at
have.
Ili'ili? Okay, well then I'll have to come and
Yeah.
try it.
Is there a particular wine to eat with?
Probably, I mean,
With the
we'll start
off-white?
we'll start with the off-white for sure. It,
Okay,
like,
wait,
This
you
is
gotta
good.
hold it. We gotta take a quick break. I'm so sorry to cut you off so abruptly. But when we get back, we'll hear what Chris has to say.
Rest easy with the new windows from Windows Hawaii, featuring Ili'ili Extreme windows with their exclusive sound reduction and security package. Call 671-0808 today. Enjoy Andis Winery's new painted fields Cuvée Blanc featuring the sought-after Vermentino varietal, exclusively at 7-Eleven Hawaii.
Welcome back to Wine and Pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? We have Ola here from Ili'ili Cash and Carry. Okay, so I just took a bite. That was really, really good.
it's so good. Do you like it with
Yeah.
the wine?
Yeah, yeah.
I like the wine.
With the pizza?
I have to go
I
back.
had two
Oh,
sips only.
that was like
I had two
almost a
sips
party
only.
feel.
Yeah. I had 2 sips only.
But I think too, just like hanging out, like drinking wine with you guys, obviously like the pizza and everything, it kind of reminds me of like back in the day when we would go after the club, get pizza, you're still drinking, you're talking over those high, like, you know, table high top
V-lounge.
V lounge.
So Acre is V Lounge.
Oh,
We started V Lounge, yeah. Yeah. So that pie with the egg in the middle with the
Yes.
homophil mushrooms,
Yes.
this was his creation.
wow.
I
He's been
think,
thinking about it a long time.
I think this wine is like perfect with that kind of stuff too.
So what do you guys taste? Like, tell me, I want to know.
Well, it's super cheesy. And just cheesiness. I
I
can
like
taste
that.
the onions.
That's like smelling the wine and be like, oh, it's super grapey, yeah. Oh, grapey the wine.
I love cheese.
Smells like
I
wine.
No,
love
it's cheese for sure. I
Yeah.
like the ricotta. There's like this brightness to it too. Like it's really pretty. But that caramelized onions.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no level change. Like from a bite of this, you get like that real buttery, creamy flavor from the caramelized onions and the cheese, and then when you take a sip of this, there's no huge jump off with it. You know what I mean?
I like
It's
that.
almost like an off ramp that's just kind of nice and easy and takes you on. So I like the pairing,
That's so cool. You said that. There's
a balance to it. To the
like
pairing.
seamless. Like
Yeah.
you don't know when the food stops in the wine. So like for other food and wine pairings, we used to do like we had a temperature gun, and the temperature of the consommé was supposed to match like the temperature of the wine. So like it would be like
That's
seamless.
super technical.
yeah. I'm not into that anymore.
Okay,
Or you
okay.
can tell, but
Yeah. But just
yeah.
as like a palate reaction, that was my like just kind of like nice and easy off ramp.
Do you have a favorite wine?
I don't even drink wine, to be honest.
Wow.
Okay, so what is your drink of choice?
Water?
Very good.
Yeah.
If we are being honest.
Yeah. Okay. If
hopefully-
if it's spirits, it's probably a bullet rye.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just simple. I would say that's my go-to. At this age in my life, I've done all the wild drinking parties and stuff. A nice whiskey is always good.
Hopefully, Chris can convince you a little bit that
Yeah,
you know,
no,
some of
this
these
is
wines
great.
are
It's
really
cool,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Where's this wine from again?
So it's Piedmont, Italy, and like, well, so you talk about the local ingredients, right? Pono pork,
Yep.
Maui Wagyu. We want our food to be local and sustainable and all that kind of stuff. Like those are buzzwords now, but like I think even though there's not a lot of local wine, we got to start asking that about our beverages as well. So this is a family-owned winery since 1900. So
Wow.
it literally survived 2 world wars. They would have to hide like their wines in the cellar. It's crazy, like super family owned, which is why it's so, I mean, it's relatively inexpensive. How much would you pay for a bottle like this? See the bubbles?
I see the bubbles there. I maybe what 15, 16
Yeah,
bucks?
it's probably $12 on the shelf.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Affordable. We like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find something you like in terms of taste, the cheaper the better, right?
I agree.
As long as it puts you where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always found that weird, like when you buy like the most expensive bottle. That's like kind of rubbish, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're buying it for status or whatever, but then you taste a $10 bottle of wine or champagne and it tastes better than that one. You're like,
A lot of the expensive bottles are expensive because like they have a lot of oak or a lot of things that like make it so that the labor is expensive, but like that doesn't really work with food.
gotcha.
Almost always the like country style wine is better for food. And I hope you agree. Like this rosé too. Like, so we did the white wine with the off white. We're gonna do the red with the red sauce. But rosé, it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
It's like it can pair well with.
Shall we see
either.
how the
Yeah.
spice and the or do you want to try? Should I try it with?
Oh
this?
yeah, I mean just dig in whatever. But
Okay.
I think it works. I mean,
I'm
on all levels.
kind of interested in how it works with the spice.
Rosé, like we talked about, it handles spice and salt so well because like salt makes alcohol shoot up through the roof. And,
I never knew that.
yeah,
Wow.
and that's what temperature does too, right? So, but bubbles. I mean, this smells like
I really like
smells
this.
like bubble gum almost.
Okay, that's
But
it.
we
Bubble
were looking at each
gum.
other like, what are you?
I thought
whispering?
cotton candy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get more into it right after the break.
120-day peace of mind guarantee exclusively at Inspiration Interiors. Inspiration will refund you the difference if you find a lower price on identical merchandise delivered in Hawaii. When the sun comes up, your bill goes down with Revolusun. Call 748-8888 or visit online at revolusun.com now. Hawaii's premier solar provider. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so there's been a couple of times that you've said pie instead of pizza. What?
I
Is
was
that
like,
like
huh?
the proper?
I think pie is just a better way to call it what it is. Like like in Italy, I think it's a piece.
Oh.
It's like I don't know the technical term, but I've heard it a bunch of times from chef. It's called a piece. It's a certain type of pizza. On the East Coast, it said a different way too. But pies is how they refer to this beautiful creation that is hundreds of years old.
So good.
Yeah,
So
pizza
good.
pie.
So
A pizza
good.
pie.
A pizza pie.
Yes, a pizza.
I really want to go to Italy, man. Tell us a little bit more about your experience and some of the places that you ate at.
I think so. I went to D. Michel's. Sorry, I think that's the way you say it. But it's the first place to do like Napolitana style, and the line is like 300 people waiting to sit down and experience this
Are they
place.
mostly locals or?
We
Everybody?
call- me and I went with my friend Kimo, and we called the guy at the front door the mafia guy because he's literally letting people in and out. And if he doesn't,
He's
if
like
you
a
don't-
bouncer.
Yeah, exactly. He's a bouncer. Long story short, so we're waiting there, and we're just gonna see the people. We don't speak Italian, and we're like looking around. So he goes to the front of the line, and there's a person there says, "Are you waiting for a table, or you just want a pie?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Well, if you want a pie, you can just go walk in and take out." And he's like, "Oh, come!" So I make my way through the crowd. We stand in line, and then what I thought was interesting was it took them 30 seconds to fire the pie, put it in a box, and we're out the door. Like
Wow.
that's how fast they're just like methodical on how it, and the pie was
But it's like
we just
thin, yeah? It's like
yeah.
thin.
So Napolitana style is a bit thinner. This is like an American New Haven, Connecticut style, which is kind of a hybrid. It's a little thicker, has more buoyancy in the dough. But we just stood on the side and just smashed pizza just right there in the streets of Naples. Raz, beautiful experience.
Well, that's like the birthplace of
Yep.
the. So there's a regulatory body that certifies it, right? The
Yeah, I think it's in all of Italy,
the
yeah.
ABPN or something.
something like that.
So there's
Oh.
what's your take on that? Like
I'm
tradition
no
versus
expert.
like tradition versus innovation though. Like would you ever just say like screw it and then we're gonna do like kulo pig and lomi on a pie or
I think innovation is great. I think you also have to respect where it came from. But if you're kneecapping ideas, you're not doing your ancestors justice. So I believe that there's a balance in between the two. As a designer, 100%, because I'm always referencing the past, to create products. So
How about you tell us a little bit of the name?
Ili'ili. So the concept is a convenience store. So on the East Coast is bodegas, Chicago's is quickie marts. Here we call them liquor stores or Korean stores, right? Korean markets. I think kalepa is like the Hawaiian word for marketplace. We wanted to create our own version of the three. Or even in Japan, they have convivis, they're called convivis, where it's lowbrow utilitarianism. It's not highly curated items, it's items that we either build ourselves or we source local. And it's on a small corner store. And we do pizzas and subs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as a Hawaiian or Kanaka,
Yeah.
how do you feel about pineapples on pizza?
I think
People love it.
I knew
How
it
about
was
that?
gonna come.
That's my line.
How about that? People love it. Yeah, people love it.
Time and place for everything.
Yeah, I think it's the sweetness and the acidity that pairs very well with the acid from the tomatoes. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but people love it.
So you don't have that on the menu at Ili'ili?
We don't. No, it's funny because we talked about it. We're like, we'll offer pineapple as a side, but charge $20 extra. And if people want to pay $20 for a pineapple, for side pineapple, we'll put it on a pizza. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like so, off the.
I think what bugs me is when they call it Hawaiian pizza. I'm like, no,
Well,
it's not Hawaiian.
In reality, it actually comes from South America. So we don't. Yeah, it's not even a endemic species. Yeah, an ads.
You mentioned designer. So besides this, what else do you do?
Fitted Hawaii is my day job. Actually, this is a part of Fitted. We have an art department, so we built extra time into our work week where we can do client work. And this just so happened to be friends of ours, wanted to do a concept, we wanted to design it. So the 2 and 2 goes together like wine and pizza.
Wow.
And Ili'ili Cash and Carry is what came out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeez. So are you constantly thinking of ideas, constantly going?
Um,
How do you
yeah.
stop your mind? How do you take that time for just you?
it's just, yeah, everything has design included into it. Everything has a story. I think it's just storytelling.
Yeah.
And if I can create product from a story, then even better. Can feed my family.
Amazing mind you
Feeding
have.
us for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go and take it over to Tevis for the cocktail of the week. When we get back, we'll talk more with Ola.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back to today's cocktail of the week. So I'm gonna make something for you today that I think goes really well with pizza. Gonna really emphasize a lot of these basil flavors that we got going on here. So the first thing you wanna do is get a little bit of gin. I would recommend to use this botanist gin that I have here in my hand. 1.5 ounces. This is a really nice gin. It's from Scotland. They actually hand forage all the botanicals that go into this. The next thing that we wanna use, kind of a specialty liqueur, if you will. You can find it at Fujioka's, which is literally where I grabbed this bottle. Now this is called green chartreuse. We're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of it here. Now, something really cool about this is that this is actually made by French Carthusian monks. Only 3 monks at a time in the world will actually know this recipe. When one of them passes away, they pass the recipe on to somebody else. 3/4 ounce lime juice. And as you're probably noticing by now, this is a really simple cocktail, nothing too complicated going on here. Now the syrup that I'm using might be the most complicated part. This is simple syrup infused with a little bit of basil. I actually dropped a little bit of salt there to give a little savory element to it. And that's pretty much everything. So we're gonna add some ice. Go and shake this up. Make sure you smile while you do so. Now, if you have like large ice cube molds at home, that'd be awesome. Regular ice is fine. Fortunately, we were able to score some beautiful clear ice from Ice Cube Hawaii. I'm gonna go and strain this into the glass. Our garnish is gonna be a basil leaf. Like I said, super simple, a lot of basil notes. Goes good perfectly with a margarita pizza. Let's garnish this guy up. And right there, we got the slightly jaded. Cheers.
Thank you to our mixologist for the cocktail of the week. Welcome back to Wine and Pizza. Okay, so I was just eating this and it's delicious. It's the what is it called? The meatball?
A spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball pizza. And we're pairing it with Chris.
Rosé.
Rosé.
Rosé all
A little
day.
bubbly, yeah.
What did you think? Honestly.
I actually liked it.
You like a little more?
Yeah, please.
Cool.
What I liked about it was I think it reminds me of the classic pairing of soda and a pizza. So I got immediately with the bubbles and the hint of sweetness, like a strawberry soda, or in Hawaii, Diamond Head strawberry soda is like that's like the that's like the thing, So
That's the fountain.
I'm getting chicken skin right now.
Why?
That's like my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Homura Saimin, the small Saimin
oh
stand in
yeah,
Hawaii.
yeah.
Strawberry soda, that's my favorite food and beverage pairing of all time. It's like not only nostalgic, but it works on
With
like,
anything.
Like you look at like the scientific like level of it, and I swear like
Yeah.
it's a way better pairing than everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That salty sweet equals savory,
Yes.
and then it's like.
Did I talk about it on
Yeah.
the show before? I mean, I love it that much. It's like salty sweet. There's bubbles.
Yeah.
So carbonation like lifts fat. There's temperature that nobody talks about, which is
We might have
hot and
talked about it a
cold.
little bit when we talked about dessert, but
That's why shower beers are so good. Like
Shower
warm
beers?
Shower and like a beer,
Oh.
because it's like the contrast between temperature.
Can I tell you something funny? Probably. So when we were younger, when we used to go camping, we used to do cold water with cold passion orange sodas. I promise you guys, as weird as that is, I don't. That's just what us kids used to do. So all the boys used to just get together, ice cold passion orange underneath the water. And
Where
we
did you
used to
grow
just-
up? Where are you from?
Kahalu.
Kahalu. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Country.
That explains
Okay.
it.
That's why.
Yeah. And that explains the Diamond Head soda connection is because behind Kahalu Elementary is the fire station. And the fire station used to have a soda machine, 10-cent sodas. So before we catch the bus, we'd run up there, grab 3 10-cent sodas, put it in our shirt, like this, run to the bus, and then get off and walk home. I'd smash one on the way home,
Yeah.
put 2 in the fridge for later. That was just my thing as a kid. So I have real vivid memories. of-
Right. It's that
Soda, soda.
connection with the taste and then the experience and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah. So good pairing.
Yeah.
Thanks. I
Good job,
appreciate
Chris.
it. Wanna share
When
some
you
red?
talk about like when you were growing up and like just having those memories, is there anything else like food-wise or that you just really love or have a passion for, or, like bring back memories? It's really easy to key back.
In regards with food, I think it's just that simple kalua pig rice, lau lau, luau stew, just simple food, which is why I think pizza works really well. It's because it's simple, really good ingredients. It's usually fresh, and it just pairs really well with almost anything.
It's like local too. I mean,
Yep.
Do you have any like kalua pig pizzas?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But we do have weekly specials where we're doing luau stew. So I have a farm, and we use our lao to make our luau stew specials. Yeah.
Is there any way that our guests and our audience for the show can find Ili'ili Cash or their website, or
Yeah.
where do we
We
find
have a
you
toast
guys?
app. I don't know. I think it's Ili'ili Cash and Carry toast / something.
Okay.
Instagram, it's Ili'ili Cash and Carry.
oh, you're already blowing up.
And the
Instagram.
location?
Yeah, I see
Are we?
No, you guys
Yeah.
are blowing up.
Oh,
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
we're actually going to go over to the YouTube extended version, so definitely join us, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys there.
Cheers. That's
Sure.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back to our YouTube extended version. Thank you for subscribing. If you can, also reach out, tell your friends to hit the subscribe button, leave comments. We'd love to hear from you, have any feedback. We're here with Ola from Ili'ili Cash and Carrier. So, you have 2 beautiful kids.
Yep.
Do they get to kind of like come in and eat pizza or like any of your travels or businesses? Do you always include them in it?
The girls love pizza. Like,
Nice.
love pizza. It's like their only diet right now. But my daughter, we do a Sicilian, it's called a grandma style Sicilian slice. It's a square. She loves just the cheese. So she loves the buoyancy and retention of a thicker pie, square with just cheese and tomato sauce. It's fantastic. The little one she's funny. My little one, she orders a pepperoni. She takes off all the pepperoni. But she doesn't want a cheese pie. She's like, I don't want cheese. I want it with pepperoni. I was like, but you don't eat the pepperoni.
Most
But you
kids-
don't eat the pepperoni. She's like, I don't care.
She wants the essence of the pepperoni.
So
she
she
likes the
sits
pepperoni
there.
oil.
She picks off all the. So there's a pile of pepperoni because we do this thing. It's called choke pepperoni. So like that's like our hashtag because we joke. It's like there's nothing sexier than a cupped and charred piece of pepperoni. What's more sexy is more cupped and charred pepperoni. So we do piles of it. So every bite you get like 5 pieces of pepperoni in it. So yep, she takes a pile off and it's like right here, and then her cheese pie, and that's what she loves.
And what does she do with the pepperoni?
Nothing. She gives it to me.
So it's a win-win.
Sweet.
So
So
at
it's
the
a
end of the day,
win-win.
it's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had the option to eat this every single day, I would. It's so good.
I
It
I
really
actually
is.
I'm actually on a diet right now.
Not helping you.
This is the first pizza I had all week.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying not to eat bread.
Liquid diet though, right?
Yeah.
Do you
that
like
works,
Liquid counts.
Do you like the red wine?
I do.
Yeah,
I like
I do. I didn't get to take a bite
So
yet.
we're like serving it chilled too. Like it's the exact same temperature as the white and the rosé. It feeds into that thing where it's like lowbrow, right? It's just so it doesn't work great with the spice because it's a red wine, but like we talk about childhood memories, we talk about like things that smell very distinct. There's this thing in this wine that smells, it's funk, right? Did you ever play with those little plastic straws with like you blew bubbles with it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like it's almost like the smell of hairspray.
Super chemical.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's sort of what
Yeah.
reminds. And then there's like a gamey kind of thing, which is really good with eggplant and like meats.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is very like, it almost tastes like grape juice
Yeah.
to me. Like it's not. I get the opposite reaction where it's not so pungent.
Mhm.
It almost like I almost feel like I can smash this whole thing in a couple gulps. Like like go go go
Yeah.
type of a thing, which
That's-
is kind of dangerous.
Like glug glug and like glow glow is actually it's a term. That
Oh,
people
is it
like,
really?
Yeah. It's like it meant to like just it's a wine that you describe that you just pound.
Ah.
So
that's the
glug,
kind of
glug,
stuff.
And what is it?
Glow glow.
Glow.
Glou. Glou. I think
Glug,
that's
glug,
French.
glug,
Heavy. I didn't-
But that's the kind of wines that go well with pizza. And like we talk about lowbrow, it's like it's not. This is like chef doesn't throw together haphazardly like
No.
this is just shit that I'm gonna put on a
No,
pie. It's like
always technical.
yeah. It's like we did the makeup thing. It's like you talked about J-Lo like looking like you're not trying hard, but trying really really hard. Like how long did it take him to perfect these recipes? Right, he's been working on them his whole life.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, in design, we have this thing where when you get to a point and you can bang something out in 5 minutes, it's not the 5 minutes that you charge somebody, it's the 30 years it took me to get to a point where I
Exactly.
could bang something out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So really, it doesn't correlate to like this idea that oh, I just made this.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't just make
The
this.
30-second pie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
30-second pie that D. Michelle's is doing,
Yeah.
that's not 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 70 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of just banging the same thing over and over
Yeah.
to get to where you can be efficient to make things in 30 seconds. Yeah. I really, in fact, that's a great analogy of, life, I think.
Yeah.
Experience and collecting. You asked me about traveling, and traveling to Japan was like one of the most crazy. The first time actually I went with Lanai.
Oh,
My
no.
first trip to Japan, I went with Lanai. And I've been back 4 times a year ever since, I have business there. So the food, the sight, sounds, the culture, it's everything about Japan is super inspiring.
One of the best pizzas in the world is Kyoto.
Oh.
Would you agree?
Really? I never had it.
Yeah, they say it's top 5 in the world.
I never had it.
Is it sushi pizza?
No.
Oh.
I always trip with Japan because they like to take what people do and then add their twist to it. So like their spaghetti is like sweet
Mentai.
spaghetti. Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
With like
mentai.
ham or something in it. It's really weird, but it tastes good. Or like their hamburg. It's literally called hamburg, but it's like restaurants that serve hamburger steak
Oh wow.
like 4 different ways. But it's called hamburg, and it's famous.
All right. We need
But
to
it's-
take a field trip. Let's
But
go.
it's grinds. Yeah.
So when you go to Japan, like what is your normal, like where do you start off with? Do you get
First thing off the plane is I hit ramen. I love yuzu ramen. So there's this spot in, where is it? It's near a train station. In between. It's killing me.
Is it
It's
Haneda?
open to like 2 a.m. and I hit that spot every time I go. Yeah. because it has yuzu. It's just like this. I just like yuzu, so it's like this salty, really robust broth with like this like bright,
Super
like,
bright.
whoa flavor when I get off the plane, and then
Kind of wakes you up.
wakes me up.
Like resets the palate, makes you
Yep.
like this.
And then the next day it's sushi. It's total, forever.
Ooh.
Lanai introduced me to Toto, and
Oh.
I've been a changed
Expensive.
man.
Have it. That's
Not
more
there.
expensive than
Not
wine.
there.
Not
It's
there. It's
expensive.
$5. $5 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Total.
Wow.
Yep. So, so I sit down and I tell him, and he was with me. I sit down and order 10 orders of just Toto. You're not gonna get anything else? Nope.
That's something
Just
like a
Toto.
local guy would do.
Like sashimi, or you like it in like as sushi?
As
or-
sushi,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They're like,
I
"Okay,
mean, you can do it anyway, but
Like, okay, we're gonna be back. We gotta get the rest of the fish.
yeah.
You took all of them.
Yeah. Yep. So for sure is sushi the next day. And then I'm a big fan of tonkatsu. So like how they do tonkatsu there is pretty cool. So I like the handful of cabbage and
Yeah.
the sesame dressing, but it's just everything. Like if I would say it's not just one thing. Or somebody said to me a long time ago, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yeah.
And like
I love that.
And like we were walking past my first trip there, and I noticed it. There was this small little garage. I mean, like I'm talking tiny. The guy was just fixing mopeds, and then one of us made a comment like, "Bro, that guy must be the best moped mechanic in the world because it's all he does, right?" And that's with everything. It's beautiful.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why they're so great at one thing, you know. And you can tell how it's like how long does it take for a sous chef to become a sushi chef, right? It's like 2 years on rice duty
Yep.
to perfect it, you know. So we Americans, we don't have like the patience for that. But if we knew what the outcome could be, and we could become a world-renowned chef by just making, rice for 2 years, we would make rice for 10 years if we knew that was the payoff.
Right.
But we have this really interesting conversation with delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instant gratification versus delayed gratification. So
Okay, so where best pizza ever? Where would you get it from? It can be
Besides
anywhere
Ili'ili.
that you've gone.
Besides V
New
Lounge.
York, maybe, right? Or
well,
no?
so I've tried pizza. I went to this place in Rome called Bonci. Bonci is very famous chef. He's a world-renowned Michelin star chef, and he decided to do lowbrow pizza. So he's doing focaccia. So it's like kind of like a grandma pie. So he does this focaccia style, and he made an oxtail focaccia. And when you go there, bro, it's super dope. So it's basically stand up only. You order, you tell them how much you want. So the lady goes, here. She has a scissors in her hand. So the focaccia is on the counter, pulls it out. This much, and you tell her this much. She cuts it, fires it, and then it goes down the line, and then you pick it up over there. And everybody's standing up outside. And we got like, Kimo and I got like 5 slices of everything, right? Because we wanted to try everything. And that, I would say probably that was like my favorite piece that I've ever had. Oxtail and that bread, focaccia bread with that tomato sauce and that cheese. It was just something weird and magical about it.
They
You
serve
know?
them with ginger and cilantro and peanut.
I mean, no, that would be super. They must look at that being like, whoa, how's that pairing?
Yeah.
Right? Like peanut, cilantro, shoyu, right? With that really fatty, that fatty, robust piece of meat. I would say Bonchi. If you Google Bonchi, you'll know. It's like they do. The guy is like this larger than life, like character and amazing. Like people love this guy Bonchi. I forget what his first name is, but. And then I would say we stayed in Naples. We stayed at this Airbnb. So we stayed in like a residential area. And at the top of the hill, there was a restaurant, a family-owned restaurant, 4 generations. And we ate there every night because the family was so nice that mom was cooking food, the son was serving, and the uncle was making pizza.
Wow.
And they just, by night 2, they were already like calling us from our house, telling us, we're gonna make, da-da-da-da-da-da, come. So we would just go and not order anything, and they just started sending stuff out. That meal was probably the second best meal while I was there. Yeah.
Gosh, that must be hard. You come back home and you're like, food just doesn't taste right anymore.
It's just different, like it's just different. The simplicity of flavors and ingredients that they were using was trippy because like moms was just making fresh pasta with just like a little bit of cheese, a little bit of sauce with like some truffle or something on it. She puts it in the middle of the table. She doesn't know how to speak English. We don't know how to speak Italian. And we're like, perfect. And we just start eating and we're like, what the fuck? Just blew our mind. Yeah.
I'm sure you like some local spots here, though.
I love, no, Helena's is my favorite place to eat in the world.
I was going to say, like, what is,
Helena's is by far. Anywhere in the world is my number one spot. Yeah, Helena's wine food.
Do you cook at home?
I do.
What is your specialty that you make?
I make a pretty good luau stew.
Oh.
Yeah.
From the farm?
Yeah. Well, I get the lau from the farm, and then I just cook like all day. It's like I make it like a thing. It's where I cook all day. I cook down my onions. I don't use any broth or anything. I just plenty love, and just cook.
When's the next time you're making that?
So when are you gonna cook for us?
Also, do you need company? Because would like to
Yeah. I actually have a mala at my house, and I've used my lau from my mala to make it a small batch. Yeah, it's not that big yet, but I have made stew from my mala. Yeah.
Bring wine.
Yeah. How's that pairing? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
I don't care. I really don't. I just want to be there.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a part.
Thanks for having me. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Me and Ola go way back.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta hear more of those stories for sure.
Cheers.
Oh, wait, before I forget. So where can they find you on your Instagram? Do you have Instagram? Any social media?
Yeah, I have Instagram. I'm at CakeZini. And then, or at Fitted, at Ili'ili Cash and Carry, at Make Ready, at, what else am I doing? At Kako Evie. At Fads. Yeah, those are all my things that I'm
And the
involved
list
in.
continues.
It would have been easier for us to hear like what you're not a part of. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're so busy. And
Making me want to travel now and eat.
Don't we all want to travel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to tell your friends to hit the subscribe button, leave comments. We love to hear from you. We'll see you later. Thank you so much. Cheers one more time. Cheers.